Hello, everyone. Today is part 2 of Vision. So I'm going to give people some time to jump on. We talked about Vision yesterday, and so I'll do a quick recap in a few seconds once people come on. I hope everyone's day was well. Mine was pretty busy. And when I get really busy, I get silly, and my husband is probably going to be tired of me by the end of the week. So I might have some giggles for you guys tonight because I have a lot going on, and I made a commitment to someone that I would do this week and forgot how busy my week was. And then you add in the snow days, and my son hasn't been to school all week because of snow days that happen on Sunday, and it's Tuesday, and he doesn't have school tomorrow either. So, that's that Southern living when you get a whole week off for one day of snow. So, hello, Dawn. Hello, Joey. So, Dawn is the best baker this side of heaven. If you are in the Chicagoland or Indiana area, you want to give Dawn Petway Barnes a call because she is amazing. I love her cakes, and every time I had a special celebration, sometimes even when we didn't even have a special celebration, we would have her to bake her cakes. So Dawn, add your business website, and Joey at your business website. Joey is a counselor as well as like my husband, and so they are doing some great things in the community. Don's feeding folks good cakes, and Joey is helping people become whole and healthy. So definitely you guys share your information. I know both of you all have businesses, and I love to highlight other people who have business so we can share the love and share the growth. So I'm going to do a recap first. So thank you for joining me on tonight. Or should I say, thank you for joining me on today. My name is Camila Perkins, and I am a business coach, and I also do consulting. And my goal is to see young people thriving. And the way that I do that now is I help people who want to grow a business or start a business that is youth-centric. And the name of the business is called Legacy Dreamer, because I think that we should live out our dreams, and I think that our dreams all equate to our legacy that we leave behind. So that's what I do, and I am here to talk about vision. That is one of the questions that comes up often with clients. They're not clear about what their vision is. And if you aren't clear about what your vision is, then it's very difficult for you to chart a course, which is what we're going to talk about tonight, to reach that goal. So to recap from last night or yesterday, I would like to just do a quick recap. So yesterday we talked about, envisioning your preferred future. So first you have to really give yourself time and space to think about what is it that you want for your future, whether it's in your business or in life, in your marriage, with your children, or just self goals. The next thing we talked about was making sure that when you go through that process that you don't compare yourself to others. Everyone has their own uniqueness, and you need to identify what that uniqueness is. And some of the ways that you can do that is, learning about who you are innately. So maybe a survey like the DISC or Enneagram or StrengthsFinder, and learn some of your innate strengths and abilities. The next thing we discussed yesterday was being clear about your purpose and how your purpose should line up with your vision. So if this is your purpose, your vision should come alongside, and those are the steps that you take to actualize seeing the vision come to life. And then we talked a little bit about making sure that you understand why you're passionate about something, and whatever it is you're passionate about or a purpose to do, understand that whatever you did in the past, you can't replicate that, and that your future will always be greater than your past. So tonight, or today, we are going to talk about, depending on what time of day you're watching this, we are going to talk about charting the course. Now, this is where you get to the nitty-gritty. This is the work that has to be done. And so with charting the course, one of the things that I often see or deal with when I'm working with clients is that a lot of times they have this big idea, or they know what they want to see, but they don't think about the research that goes into making sure that they're hitting benchmarks, or researching what they're interested in to find out, what does the market say? What does history tell us about this particular topic or area? And then reading about that area or topic. And most importantly, asking questions, aligning yourself with other people who have similar interests in reaching your vision or goal, and going to conferences, doing small groups, there's small business group meetups and things like that will give you some insight about your vision. But one of the things that I really want to discuss on tonight with charting the course is you have to set the vision and then work your way backwards. And when you work your way backwards, you're looking for the progress charts. So to give you an example, my background's in education in the nonprofit sector. So when I was teaching, we would do a curriculum map day. And so that meant all the teachers would be in your respective cohorts or topics of study that you taught. And you would figure out what is it that we need to teach students and what do we want them to have accomplished by the end of the year. And sometimes we would say by the end of 4 years, and then we would work our way backwards and say, okay, what do they need to accomplish by freshman year? What do they need by sophomore year, junior year, and senior year? This is what they should look like as a student. This is our vision for the student that we want to graduate into school. And when doing that, you have to set in benchmarks of, how will you assess? Well, one of the things that people are afraid of is assessing themselves. People are afraid of evaluation. If you are afraid to stop, read, review what you've already done or what steps you've already taken, then you will never know what you need to improve on. So don't be afraid of evaluation. And what I mean by that, if you're starting a new business, or even if it's just a goal that you have to save, let's say you want to save $10,000 by the end of the year, you have to put together a plan of how much you're going to save each month, or how much you want to have saved by a certain month of the year. If something happens and you aren't able to put away money, you want to have, okay, well, what's my plan to play catch up? So you're assessing, and really the only assessment you have is the balance in your bank account. Well, the same is the case for vision. When you have a vision to do something, you have to figure out what steps you need to take to reach that goal, and you have to evaluate, assess along the way. And the word assessment has like this, oh my God, I don't want to take a test. It's not a test. It's really stopping to survey your steps or to evaluate what has happened. And sometimes it's just a review. If you journal, or you just do maybe every 2 weeks journal, how things have been going in your development to reaching this goal or seeing the vision become actualized. Well, if you realize like, man, I've been spending a little too much time in this area and not enough time in another area, then you know that you need to distribute that time differently. That's an assessment. That's an evaluation. That's a survey of what you are doing. And so if you do not do that piece, it's very hard for you to figure out, well, where did I go wrong? If you never recorded anything, you never, even if you just use a voice recorder, some people like to do that instead of writing things down. If you don't meet your goals and you don't stop and ask yourself, okay, well, what happened, and why did I meet this goal? Another reason you want to assess, especially when it comes to business, if you do not, you end up spending a lot of extra money that you did not have to spend. So think of it this way. If I plan a trip to Canada and I wait until the day before to get my car checked to make sure it can make a trip to Canada, and then I find out that I need repairs done, well, now that means I have to rent a car. So that's money spent. If I don't print out the map and my phone dies, now I need to figure out while I'm on the road if I'm going the right direction and stop and ask for directions, which will delay me getting to where I want to go in my final destination. The same is the case with when you think about a vision that you have or goals that you have. You have to be realistic with yourself and maybe sometimes, put in those troubleshooting things. So if I had printed the map, then if my phone went dead or my phone broke or something, I still have a written document in my hand that I can use to get to my final destination. But if I don't put in those troubleshooting, those parameters, the what ifs, the just in cases, put that caution piece in there, then I can't end up spending more money. Now, one of the next steps about vision is a lot of times people don't think about what they need and who they need. So the research piece is important because you need resources, and resources are not just financial resources. Resources are human resources. It's really human skills. So there are some things that you do well that other people do not do well. And it's important for you to figure out who are the people that you need on your team. And your team may not necessarily be a huge team. It could be a small team, and that's fine. But who do you need on your team? And being sure that you understand what you need that person to do. So a perfect example for something present day is I had a friend who was looking for someone who was good in social media, and she really didn't want to be bothered with social media posts. And so she needed someone to develop a social media plan for her. But I shared with her, you want to figure out what you need before you go to interview people, because they'll say they can do everything and find out later that they're not doing what you want them to do. And so knowing who you need, why you need them, and knowing what they need to do for you to help you reach that goal is important for your vision. So let's take out business. Let's do everyday life. You want to go back to school. You need a support system, maybe because you have children. You figuring out how do you get the support that you need so that you free up that time so that you can go to school, but you also need time to study. You need time to do other things that you're responsible for. So if your vision is to go to grad school, then you need to think about, okay, well, what are the things that I need to go to grad school, and what are the support systems that I need as well? The next thing, a part of the evaluation process, and this is the last piece for tonight, is when you're afraid to assess, then you're basically putting yourself in a pigeonhole where you aren't growing. So your vision is, the thing that you're casting that you want to see, but in the process of reaching that goal and seeing that vision actualize, you're going to be stretched. You're going to be pulled. You're going to be challenged. You're going to get mad at yourself. You might get mad at other people too. But one of my pet peeves is when you aren't clear about your vision, you can't be clear about your mission statement. And your mission statement, especially if you are a nonprofit or any kind of business, you have a mission. If you are not meeting the mission, then you're basically not meeting the vision that you want to accomplish. You're not moving in the direction of accomplishing the vision. I worked with an organization who had an awesome mission, but they were not meeting it. And it drove me nuts because I worked with the high school students who I was supposed to revamp and do all this stuff for, and I did a great job revamping the program. But when they went on to graduate, go to the college phase, the students were just not going to college. And there were resources available for them to do so. But even though this company was not meeting the mission, they were pretending as if they were. And, I always said, I've worked a nonprofit long enough, they will catch up to you at some point, because there will be someone, and usually it will be a grant funder, who will start to ask questions that you cannot answer. And that is because you are not meeting your own mission. And that's money you will not receive if you cannot show that you're meeting that mission. So make sure that when you are thinking about vision, that you are being realistic about your time, about your needs, about who you need, about what you may need, whether it be financial resources or time. Sometimes time is just the resource that you need. And support system, being honest with yourself about that. And then also remember that your vision and your mission are partners. You want people to know that you're meeting your mission, and by meeting that mission, you are going to actualize the vision that you have for yourself, or the vision that you have for your business, or really the vision that you have for the people who are connected to you meeting that vision. So for me, it's students. So my goal right now that I'm working on over the next year is making sure that I work directly with people who want to help and impact young people. So if you're not someone who wants to impact young people, I'm not the person for you. That's the unique thing that I have that I'm doing. But if you are someone who wants to create a business, who create a nonprofit, even create a ministry that's centered around impacting youth, empowering youth, then I'm the person that you can work with. I can give to you the resources that I have and also connect you to the tons of people who are resources. And so, like I mentioned before, with the company that I work for, you definitely want to make sure that you are meeting the vision that you have for your organization. And if you're not really tricking anybody, but the people that you're failing is a community in which you are saying you want to work in. And if you know me, those who are on here, I see some people who jumped on, I love kids, and I will give the shirt off my back to a kid if they need it. And it's important for me to see a generation of young people who are pursuing the purpose that is for their life, and who are confident and intelligent and bold enough to live out that purpose. I strongly believe that if we have a generation of young people who are living out their purpose, who have adults who are supporting them, then we will not see the social ills that we see today. So if you want to make a significant impact in the life of a youth, and you want to create something that is truly your own unique vision, then I would love to work with you. I'll type the website in here, and then next week I'm going to be highlighting people who are living their legacy, who are my Legacy Dreamer crew. So if you know anyone who is living their legacy, doing great things, stepping out on faith and leaping and doing all the things that they believe they're desired and purpose to do, I want to highlight those people, because I think people sometimes think, I'm doing all this, but, are people seeing it? Are they paying any attention to me? And I think we should definitely highlight those people. So I want to thank everyone for coming on tonight. And we will have part 3 on tomorrow, and we will have a special guest on tomorrow as well. So it should be fun. And if you have any questions, please feel free to inbox me or send me a message through the website. Everyone who's on now, if you have any questions, shoot me a question and let me know where you guys are from. Let me scroll back up and see who jumped on. So I see my friend Danny's on. One of my former students is on here. My girl Stephanie. Hello, Danielle. Stephanie. Hello, Jolena. Hello, Kiwi. Kiwi is super awesome too, you guys. I was telling you about folks who are doing some awesome things, working with community and building, motivating other people to be their best self. That's Kiwi's doing that as well. See someone from high school. Hey, Johnny. And I think that's it. So tomorrow we have a special guest. It's part 3. It's the last night. And as we're going to wrap it up, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be very fun. But I want to leave you, leave you with a little quote. So it says, sight is a function of the eyes, but vision is a function of the heart. And that's from the wonderful Dr. Miles Monroe, who went on years ago, but his work still lives on. And also, just making sure that those of you who have goals for next year, or you're thinking about what do I want my next year to look like, start writing it all down and then work backwards and figure out how do you reach those goals. So let's see. So that is all. See, I've got hugs and kisses to you guys too. And share the video with anyone, and we're gonna definitely, if you know anyone who is like doing some awesome things, people who have, if they left their job to pursue their goals and start their business, if they, said, what, I'm gonna do something different. I want to live a healthier life. I want to be a whole person who is, and when I mean whole as in I'm a healthy, emotionally healthy person. I told a girlfriend of mine, wholeness is the new sexy. That's what the new sexy is. People don't have time for you and your issues. If you're your issues, you work your issues out, because when you don't work your issues out, you're confused and you don't reach the goals that you have for your life, and you don't reach that vision. So you can't stand in boldness and be your best you if you are confused about who you are. So I see one of my babies. Dextavius is one of my babies who has went on to college and graduated. I'm getting old, y'all. They graduated from college and grad school now. So glad you guys joined me. Thank you. Oh, Taye just jumped on. I was just about to hang. Okay, so I'm going to highlight Taye right now. She does something very great every summer. A team of teachers from Dallas, they go to Jamaica and they work with other teachers, and they teach them strategies and do professional development and give them tools to make sure that their teachers are equipped and ready for the next school year. So that's what I'm talking about. Legacy Dreamer. That's someone who is taking her summer off and giving back and making sure that teachers in another part of the world are receiving the same high quality professional development that other people don't have, because professional development is very expensive. You have to pay people to come out and train people. And so training is costly. So I want to highlight Taye, who's on tonight. And hey, Shayla Boy, Gil. So you guys, thank you again for your time on tonight. And I will check in with you on tomorrow. And we have a special guest on tomorrow. I'm not going to tell you who it is. I'm going to let you be surprised. And we will continue and wrap this up talking about vision as we go into 2019. Have a great night, everyone. Bye.